So it is now time for my 3 in 3 video for the month of April. This month focuses on books related to autism because April is Autism Awareness Month. I do have my wine here in my Harry Potter mug. Let's get started. Hey y'all, it's Jen and welcome to my channel, Ifers Inklings. If you are new here, this is my 3 in 3 series where I give 3 recommendations based on a topic in 3 minutes or less. The last couple of months I've gone a little bit over, so I'm going to try and do a little bit better on this time. April's theme is books that feature characters with autism or on the autism spectrum. And let's get started. So the first book I'm going to talk about is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. This is also a book in translation, which I probably mentioned it in that video as well. So this is fits a double category. Checks off a lot of boxes. But this is a kind of a murder mystery whodunit type of book. It is adult, and it does have some scenes in it that could be considered in need of trigger warnings. There are some very graphic scenes, but of the 2 characters you follow, one is on the autism spectrum. She is obviously has high functioning autism, or what is formerly known as Asperger's syndrome. It is very intense, and but it was an interesting story. It is not for the faint of heart at all, because there are some very graphic scenes in it, and the murder mystery part of it is very violent and graphic. We'll leave it at that. So, moving on to the next one. The next one I want to talk about is Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. I believe is how you say that. If not, I do apologize. This is an older book. It was published back in 2006. This one is also, I believe, adult, but it does follow a 9-year-old boy whose father is killed in the 9/11 World Trade Center attacks. Well, in his search to figure out his father, he comes across some information in his closet that Oscar wants to investigate further, and so he travels around the 5 different boroughs of New York City, and he meets different people to try and solve this mystery of his father. And through this process, he comes to terms and finds peace with the loss of his father in the 9/11 tragedy. And then the final book that I want to talk about today is called Mockingbird by Catherine Erskine. This is a middle grade novel, and it follows a 5th grade girl who has Asperger's syndrome as well, or high functioning autism. And I found this one to be very true to what it is like to have a girl that age range on the spectrum. As you know, I am raising my 9-year-old niece. She is a 3rd grader who is high functioning autism. And there were a lot of parts of this book that I thought, this sounds like my niece. This is Jillian made over, even though Jillian's a little bit younger than this main character. But the story starts out with us finding out that the older brother, who is a middle schooler, was killed in a school shooting at the middle school. And so you go through this journey with Caitlin, the main character, not only in her everyday life dealing with her autism and the overwhelming and overstimulating world that she lives in, but also through the grief process that someone on the spectrum goes through. And Jillian did lose her mother. Jillian did witness her mother's death. So her going through that grief process has been very difficult because they don't process it at all at first. It takes a process to get them to process that death and that their grief. because they don't know how to do that. So I did find that character very authentic to what I am seeing based off of my niece. The author of this does also have a daughter who is on the spectrum, so it is kind of own voices. It's not written from someone who has autism, but written from someone who is raising an autistic child, or did raise an autistic child. So those are my 3 recommendations for my 3 and 3 on books with autistic characters for Autism Awareness Month. If you are going to do this video, please let me know. Please tag me over on Instagram or on Twitter, or leave a comment down in the comments below to let me know that you have done this 3 and 3 series also. If you would like to participate, please do. I would love for this to become a wider known thing. I really enjoy doing it, and I enjoy giving the recommendations based on something specific. And let me know if you've read any of these 3 books, what you thought of them. Also, let me know if there are any other books that feature autistic characters that I need to check out. That is kind of something I'm looking into very highly right now. I've read a couple books this month that were middle grade that featured autistic characters, and I would really like to explore some more of that. So May's 3 and 3 theme is going to be memoirs. So let me know if you're planning on doing a 3 and 3 for memoirs as well. Otherwise, come back and see me in May for my recommendations for memoirs. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button over there. And that bell icon will give you notifications of when I upload new content. Also, all of my social media links are in the down box below. Please give me a follow. I would love to connect with you in other platforms as well. And until next time, bye.